Honorable Minister of Science, Technology and Innovation, members of the Diplomatic Corps, representatives of ministries, departments, and agencies of government, co-financiers from African Development Bank, the French Development Bank, agency rather, and the Islamic Development Bank, representatives of the organized private sector, guests here present, and online guests. I am presenting the MD's speech as written and approved by him. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it is my delight to be here today at the official launch of the Investment in Digital and Creative Enterprises program, an initiative of the Federal Government of Nigeria, African Development Bank, the French Development Agency, and Islamic Development Bank to promote entrepreneurship and innovation in the digital economy and creative sectors, especially to young Nigerians. The IDIS program, which is popularly known as From Today, is expected to create about 6 million jobs, especially for young people. Over 175,000 youth shall be equipped with skills in digital technology and creative industries. 75 enterprise support organizations, as well as 226 creative enterprises shall also benefit from this program. Sorry about that. The federal government is passionate about leveraging the evolving innovations that have emerged in these sectors in the last couple of years to create sustainable jobs. I am proud on behalf of my MD and the institution to mention that the Bank of Industry shall act as the execution partner of this initiative. As you are aware, youth unemployment and underemployment in our country is growing at an alarming rate. Hence, there is no gainsaying the need to creating opportunities to our youth population to become entrepreneurs rather than job seekers. This is the fundamental reason why the federal government went into a strategic alliance with these great multilateral institutions to set up this laudable program. Micro, small, and medium enterprises are the core of entrepreneurship in Nigeria, as is the case in most other economies. They contribute about 40% to our national GDP and also account for over 80% of employment. They operate in virtually every sector of the economy, including the creative, information, communications, and technology sectors. To foster economic growth and job creation through entrepreneurship, we must keep advancing in our quest towards creating an ecosystem that nurtures innovation, improves ease of access to affordable credits, and create an enabling and business-friendly system. All this are the comprehensive objectives of the IDIS program. Bank of Industry, your bank, is no stranger to managing programs of this scale and size. The bank has managed several funds and programs on behalf of various strategic partners. A notable one is the federal government MSME Survival Fund, one of the programs under the government's National Economic Sustainability Program, directly supervised by the Office of the Vice President, which resulted in the disbursement of 75 billion naira to over 1.2 million Nigerian youth. The bank has also, we also have our own youth-based products, the YES program, which is the Youth Entrepreneurship Program, the Graduate Entrepreneurship Program, which is a collaboration with NYSC, providing funds for thousands of youth corpus across the country, by which we have provided business management training and affordable loans to thousands of Nigerian youth. Also, a recognition of the critical role that technology plays in creating job opportunities for Nigerian youth, the bank has funded the establishment of 7 technology hubs across the country, based purely on our corporate social responsibility strategy. These hubs provide opportunities for converting technology ideas into business solutions and eventually to market. They also offer shared workspace that foster collaboration, knowledge sharing, innovation, and creativity to entrepreneurs. The 20 approved share facilities, 100% supervised by the Office of the Vice President, comes to mind here. 5 have been commissioned by the Vice President himself, 9 are ready for commissioning soon, and 6 are at various stages. I want to close by expressing our sincere gratitude to the Federal Government of Nigeria, African Development Bank, French Development Agency, and the Islamic Development Bank for birthing this impressive program. I also want to thank all stakeholders for their continuous effort in getting us to this point. We remain very hopeful that this program shall yield all the benefits that it was designed to achieve, as well as commit our professional as we commit to a seamless execution of the program. Your Excellency, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, your bank, the Bank of Industry, is ready and committed to the success of this project. Thank you all.
Well, a more robust round of applause for your bank. The Bank of Industry is ready, and the summary is intentional. Thank you very much, representing the MD, CEO of the Bank of Industry, Mr. Olukayode Piton, in the person of the Executive Director, SMEs for the Bank of Industry, Mr. Omar Shekarau. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Intentional projects need intention, intentional drivers, and the intentionality of the enterprise to become a bastion of deriving new initiatives for intentional outcomes. In listening to that presentation, clearly, the stakeholder enterprise is one that is global and very intentionally local. I'd like, therefore, once again to properly acknowledge with us some of those international partnerships. Having listened to our government counterpart financier, we'd like to acknowledge the representative of the co-financiers of the DG Agence Française de Développement in the person of the French ambassador representing Mr. Rémi Rieu. And once again, we appreciate and welcome Emanuela Blatten. Thank you. Thank you very much, madam. Acknowledging her, again, the acting head of cooperation, EU delegation to Nigeria, Inga Stefanovic. You're welcome. Javier Muron, country director of the African Development Bank. Please, an acknowledgement and applause for him. And Mo Yaya, the UNDP resident rep to Nigeria. We also have with us MD of Galaxy Backbone, Professor Mohammed Abubakar, representing the Honorable Minister of Communications and Digital Economy. Please, let's acknowledge and properly welcome him here in this very auspiciously gathered coordination of events with our delegations and stakeholders. Well, that pause was because I realized that in celebrating our innovative Nigerian youth, there is only one way to do it right, and you're doing it without, as we say in Nigeria parlance, forming. Great Nigerian youth, great. Great Nigerian youth, great. Greatest of the greatest of the greatest Nigerian youth, great. And if everyone else in this room is too organized to put their hands together, I'm going to challenge you. Great Nigerians! Excellency VP, please help me. Great VP! celebrating you and thumbs up for everything you're doing to drive this very purposefully. The Nigerian youth are robust, dynamic, audacious, and in every sense of doing what they do what they do in Nigeria with what we call SWAG, swag. And which is why in Rolling the Dice today, it's about making a very, very deliberate, intentional will to express creative economy with creative audacity. It's in the words, it's in the melody, it's in the music, it's in the rhythms, it's in the spoken word, it's on the streets, it's in the politics, in everything the Nigerian youth is doing. It's no longer about in Nigeria, new Nigeria is possible. The new Nigeria is here. It's the Nigerian youth. They are SAs, they are TAs, they are everywhere. They're innovators, entrepreneurs, much more than just having hubs. They are stimulators of the new Nigeria. Today, we invite you here at iDice to enjoy an expression profiling their portraits, their heartbeats, and their swag and ginger. Niger style, youth in creative economy. Enjoy.
My name is Agatha Amata. I'm the MD CEO of Inside Out Media. We own Rave TV, a television station targeted at young people located in Lagos. Trend 100.9 FM, which is the first private radio station in Asaba Delta State. Rave Films. Then we also have a foundation called the Inside Out with Agatha Foundation, which is an offshoot of, I guess, what I'm most known for, my talk show Inside Out with Agatha, which ran for 21 years across various television stations in Lagos. I had been, as a young person, I was addicted to talk shows. I then wondered at the time why we didn't have any such program on Nigerian television that allowed people air their views. This is a good time to be a creative, whether in the digital space or in the creative space. This is a fantastic time, and this project at this time is welcome. One of the biggest problems that the industry has is the fact that nothing that we use is local. Everything is imported. Our equipment, everything, basically, except the human beings. And even for the human beings, there's a need for training and retraining, because innovations come in every day, things change every day. To be able to have a space where creatives can express themselves, can be properly trained. A lot of the time, the loans don't take into consideration the peculiarity of our profession, which is the fact that we honestly do not start to make money up to 1 to 18 months after the project is completed. And I'm hoping this would address that, because it's been a major problem for us for funding. Even if you look at the digital space, Nigerians are doing great things. All you have to do is just check it out, which means there's the ability. What we need is the equity to be able to stand at par with our counterparts anywhere in the world. Here's what it is. If you take a Nigerian outside the shores of this country, they will excel. So if they're not excelling here, there's a problem here that needs to be fixed. And that's what I'm hoping this fund will do, to fix that problem. It's that simple.
My name is Moses Babatope, co-founder and Group Deputy Managing Director, the Filmhouse Group, owners of Filmhouse Cinemas and Film One Limited. Filmhouse Cinemas is a cinema exhibition company, the largest in West Africa. So the company has come a long way, where we had one cinema in December 2012, and we have 13 cinemas in 7 states as of today, March 2023. So I heard about the program a few months back, and I've been privy to the work of the administration and the presidency on encouraging the creative sector and really spotlighting some of the giant strides that have happened in the sector. And I'm happy that the government is taking active participation and recognizing the inputs of players like ourselves in forging the industry forward. It helps in formulating plans for, moving this industry forward. I want to see intentionality from launch to execution. I want to see success stories from this program. I want to see a good succession plan. I want to see a way where the established companies like ourselves encouraged that we've been able to stick you through the pains that comes with running a business in this part of the world. But I also want a program that gives opportunities to those that don't have access, those that are talented.
Well, the expression from our representatives and voices bringing to us the power of inclusion of creative enterprise and all of the intentionality of their vision, and driving not just their dream, but bringing the dream of a nation to a place of global representation, and of course, increasing the stacks in the favor and flavor of our ginger called Niger economy. I'm using that expression, of course, once again, acknowledging more of the partnerships here. Co-financiers, we have a representative of the Islamic Development Bank from the head Nigeria hub, Dr. Asanul Kibria. Dr. Asanul, you're welcome. Good morning, and we appreciate very much your presence here today. Thank you. And with that expression as well, here today, we want to once again, in acknowledging all of the energy here, welcome to give their own reference intervention for this goodwill in the power of iDice, creative economy and digital technology, the representative of the Honorable Minister of Communications and Digital Economy. We would like to please invite to please come up our MD of Galaxy Backbone, Professor Mohammed Abubakar. Thank you. You're welcome, sir.
Your Excellency, the Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Professor Yemi Osinbajo, GCON, the members of the Federal Executive Council, and members of the steering committee of this very important initiative. The president of the African Development Bank and also other funding bodies, ambassadors here present, the industry captains, media, ladies and gentlemen, and all other protocols respectfully and duly observed. My name is Professor Muhammad Bello Abubakar, and I'm representing the Honorable Minister of Communications and Digital Economy, Professor Isa Ali Ibrahim Pantami, who is unavoidably absent. And as a representative, that is just the job I'm going to do, because I cannot be able to wear the shoes he has. So I'm just representing him as it is. And where I'm able to get it right, then it is from him. And where I'm wrong, then it is from me. This particular launching event is truly very apt. That is the launching of the investment in digital, launching of investment in digital and creative enterprises, iDice. It is very apt in the sense that it is operationalizing the Start of Act of 2022, recently passed, for the Teaming Nigerian Youths, which was also championed by the Ministry of Communications and Digital Economy. Second, when we look at the fact that as a nation, and also Africa at large, we missed out the first industrial revolution, likewise the second, and also the third. And now we are in the fourth industrial revolution. The fact that we have missed the first, second, and third subjugated Africans in general to slavery and also underdevelopment. But then we thank God for the fact that this particular fourth industrial revolution is knowledge-based and ICT-driven. And we have, as everybody in the world, the capability to be able to deliver. So we cannot afford to miss out on this particular initiative. Again, the initiative, if you look at the composition of the drivers for this particular initiative, it has conformed to the best practice worldwide. Specifically, is based on the triple helix model that will involve the industry, the government, and also the academia. And this is very, very apt, and definitely it will be able to, the model adopted will be able to carry us and take us to where Nigeria deserves to be placed in the map of the world. Of course, we have the population as it is. Nigeria is now the fifth in the world, and it has been forecasted that maybe by 2030, it's possible that we may be the third in the world. And with a teeming youth population that is expected to reach 75% by 2030. So this population, actually as it is, may not be really a problem if, in fact, it can be actually a catalyst for economic development if we are able to make this particular teeming population productive. It has happened before now, for example, in China. We know China is the first populous nation in the world, and yet it is in the forefront in driving the fourth industrial revolution. So therefore, it is possible that we can be able to also make it. And we can only be able to make it through skills development, and that is what this particular program is all about. So we have the capability to be able to do that. And I will say, congratulations, Nigeria. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Professor Mohammed Abubakar, the MD of the Galaxy Backbone, and representing the Honorable Minister of Communication and Digital Economy. The fact of the matter today is that the pace of innovation and change is exponential. The ability to communicate seamlessly and in real time at the speed of light is critical to the success of digital and creative enterprises. With IDICE, Nigeria is certainly headed in the right direction. And the launch today is social proof of the collective support for what indeed is a multi-billion-dollar ecosystem. Our next speaker straddles the world of information and culture, two critical important spheres of Nigeria's soft power: the power to inform, the power to shape, the power to promote and build brand Nigeria, and the power to project Nigeria's core values and cultural essence. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming to the podium Alhaji Lai Mohammed, the Honorable Minister of Information and Culture, as he comes forward.
The Vice President, Federal Republic of Nigeria, the President of the African Development Bank, members of the Federal Reserve Council here present, members of the diplomatic corps, kindly permit me to adopt the already very expertly laid protocol. The launching of IDICE, I think, is very cheering and welcome news to all of us involved in the digital and creative economy. Shortly after the COVID-19 pandemic, we commissioned a survey to actually assess the impact of the pandemic on the creative industry. The report threw up a lot of surprises, because hitherto, when people spoke about the creative industry, what came to mind often was our music and our film industry. This report actually revealed that our creative industry goes far beyond the film and the creative industry, and also that it is actually the backbone of the economy. I just want to share briefly some of the highlights of the outcome of these results, so that when this fund is being administered, we will know exactly where to put how much. The hospitality and events and tourism industry in Nigeria, our reports show that the revenue from this industry annually is about 1.2 trillion naira, and that it distributed largely